Hello everybody, Zuklar here. I'm here today to talk to you about the botting situation in the world of Warcraft. Now, it's common knowledge that botting has been a problem in the world of Warcraft for a long time now. But what you don't know is just how harder, better, faster, stronger they've become. Now, before I get into some of my own footage really detailing how bad things have gotten, I would first like to read out this Reddit post for you. I know there's been a lot of talk about bots and how bad the situation is, but everybody needs to know it's about to get way worse. Enter AI. Take a look at Google's new research paper on Sima. DeepMind. Is that not the same thing they've used to give Dota 2 AI the edge over real players, as well as the game Go? The most important quote from the article. Our AI agent doesn't need access to a game source code, nor bespoke APIs. It requires just two inputs, the images on screen, and a simple natural language instructions provided by the user. So I'm guessing you gotta let it know W is move forward, 1 is storm strike, 2 is lava lash, that kind of thing. Sima uses keyboard and mouse outputs to control the game's central character to carry all these instructions. The simple interface is what humans use, meaning Sima can potentially interact with any virtual environment. It won't be long before solutions like this are out in the open and undetectable versions begin to pop up. Since Sima actually plays the game by looking at the screen and entering keyboard and mouse inputs, it will look like a human behavior. At first, it'll be rudimentary, but gains in the next 3 to 5 years will completely change gaming. This isn't publicly available for now, but competition will come, keeping in mind this was posted 3 months ago. I do believe it is available now. This is an unwinnable fight. Truthfully, I fear that it may ruin competitive games altogether. WoW PvP is no exception. Where there is money to be made, bots will follow. They'll work completely differently and be insanely intelligent. There's a massive difference between this and Pixelbot. This AI watches every frame and the changes in between frames. Then it understands what is happening and makes inputs through keyboard and mouse to meet its objectives. It's literally doing what your brain is doing. All it needs to do is watch the screen. Now, I'm sure you're aware that we're heading into a future soon whereby we won't be able to tell the difference between AI and humans. I think we're already there. The community seems blissfully unaware of these hyper-intelligent PvP bots. As somebody who's played this game for 20 years, I've certainly noticed them. But it's in the subtleties. Movements that just don't look right. The rogue and druid bots have this kind of stuttery motion as they constantly try to stay behind you, and some of the bots just straight up teleport around like Goku. Now, watch this clip. Check out this Death Knight. The second my Earthbind totem affects him, anti-magic shell. Followed by standard bot behavior. Now, you'd think if that was a human player, they would come back with the Reswave for some sweet, sweet revenge. Teabag the old High Warlord. I mean, he does know I'm alone, so why not? Instead, I get a cat druid bot. Now, I don't know it's a bot, and that's the problem. There's always that little bit of plausible deniability. They act too much like humans. If I were a dev who was in charge of finding and banning bots, like that's a thing, this would make it incredibly hard to be 100% sure that they are bots, and you have to be 110% sure if you're going to ban somebody for botting, I'd figure. But this definitely leaves a colossal shadow of a doubt. If you remember, back in Wrath of the Lich King, Death Knight bots plagued Alterac Valley. And I wonder, where did they go? Well, this is my first time encountering the botting situation here in Cataclysm, and I could just tell by their mechanical-esque movements and just the way they're simultaneously really shitty and yet really clutch when it comes to the mechanical aspects like interrupting and crowd control. I could purge a healer and instantly be cycloned by a druid that wasn't even targeting me until then. Another example of their beyond human capability is whenever you interrupt one school of magic, they will instantly cast the next thing as if they were ready with it queued up, which is not normal human behavior. Normal humans that you interrupt are all, "Oh, I didn't know I was going to get interrupted. I really wanted to cast that spell." And they take a second, they got to reorientate themselves. Maybe they jump back a bit and try to kite you, but they do not instantly cast the next fucking spell. That's not human behavior. And here we see again the same warlock bot. And just watch how fast his casts are, how quickly he goes from one spell to the next. And moreover, the fact that he doesn't feel any desire to kite me at all. He just stands his ground. Now, I've been showing a lot of footage of bots really not playing so well. The issue becomes when you play against them in a group. They're like a hive mind, right? If you're against a warlock, a paladin, a druid, and a priest, they may as well all be one class. Much like arena players used to use the add-on Gladius to monitor the enemy's trinkets and their interrupts and all that kind of stuff. I'd imagine these bots have that same kind of data. Not only about the enemies, but about their allies too. And they have the AI power to act on that. Whereas humans, with our limited human attention spans, we can only do so much. And that's the joy of PvP, is taking advantage of human error. That's the difference between skill. But these bots don't have human error. They just know what to do, when to do it, what cooldowns they have at their disposal, what cooldowns their allies have at their disposal, what cooldowns you have at your disposal. I don't know about you, but when I PvP in random battlegrounds, I do so I can slap the shit out of players that are half paying attention, right? Everybody's uncoordinated, attacking different targets. People are crying for heals that they never get. That's the random battleground experience. But haven't you noticed lately? Every random battleground seems to be full of these sweat lords who have an absolute mastery of their character. What are you trying to tell me, that classic players suddenly got good? Come on now. It's bots. Suppose the thing that bothers me most about this is how unaware the community seems to be. Just a few people. But I find it's the same experience I get in any game where I try to call out the cheaters. The community just gets mad at me. They kind of give me that, "Oh, there's no cheaters, just get good, noob," kind of response. And that's the same thing I'm getting here in World of Warcraft, which is unsurprising. I mean, MMOs are more than just a game, they are a lifestyle. And certainly if you're going to be shitting on somebody's lifestyle, you better have some hard evidence lest they get a little irate at you. Alas, I see only two solutions to this problem. Just two. You ready? Solution number one. We need CAPTCHAs for every battleground we join. Isn't it so that AI still need to commission human beings to solve CAPTCHAs for them? Convincing the person they're hiring that they're not a bot and they're just a blind human that needs somebody to solve the CAPTCHA for them? Right. Solution number two. All of us need to up our game by upgrading our rig with a Starforge Systems PC. No. I know. You've had your computer since 2010. It's good enough to run World of Warcraft. You've already overclocked your 2.5 gigahertz processor to 3.5 gigahertz, and you're feeling mighty proud that you can cook eggs on your motherboard. Maybe you can't afford a new PC in today's financially troubled times. I get it. But consider, with affordable monthly pricing as low as $43 a month, which will net you an Intel i5 processor, 1 terabyte of storage, and an AMD Radeon RX 6650 card. How can you go wrong? But I reckon you could probably afford more than $43 a month now that you're an adult, all right? Maybe you should navigate on over to the Voyager 2 series, because for as little as $129 a month, you can go ahead and upgrade that i5 to an i7. You can go ahead and upgrade that Radeon card to a GeForce 4070. 2 terabytes of storage, can't go wrong. Or you can go ahead and for the Pro or the Elite for a 4080 and a 4090 respectively. These prices are insanely comparable to if you ordered the parts on Newegg, and it arrives ready to plug and play. No nonsense, no blue screening, no making sure the parts are compatible if you're like me and you know nothing about building PCs really. And hey, you want to add a little custom flair to that? We got custom cases and plate lights. There's a reason Asmongold and Moist Critical endorse this product, because it's absolute quality. And I feel proud to be sponsored by them. Thank you, Starforge. Well, there it is. Suffice to say, the future of AI terrifies me in a great many ways. Most of all, when we can't tell the difference between AI and humans, and the government can then manufacture consent. Oh boy. Well, until that time comes though, get yourself a new Starforge Systems PC with the link down below. Follow me over here on Twitch, and I'll see you next time, you guys. Peace.
Oh, also, sometimes whenever people die, like this Zuklar died. This guy Zuklar died. You know what we do? We kick him out of the fucking guild. Buddy pulled a big old bird on me.
Yeah. No, he did.
You kick him right out of the guild. We don't want losers in this guild. Bye-bye. You're done. See you next time.
And you will.
What a loser.